It is a great joy and honor to come into your homes and your minds with this message of empowerment, enlightenment, and transformation. This is Emmanuel Mensah, and I am the co-founder of the Eagle Mentality Group. At the Eagle Mentality Group, we teach and propagate information about the power of thought, universal laws and principles, and how our thinking patterns and the laws that governs the universe comes together to create our realities. You are creating your realities. There is nothing that is being done unto you, and there is nothing that someone is doing to you. You are the creator of your own realities, for you are the thinker. You are the only one that is thinking for yourself.
From the heart of Africa, a new way of thinking is rising. Like the eagle, we rise above limitations, seeing farther, thinking deeper, and becoming more. We are the Eagle Mentality Group, illuminating and transforming Africa through the power of thought.
I take this opportunity to welcome you to our program, The Quest. And The Quest is simply the short form of the title for the program, which is The Quest for Uniform and Sustainable Development in Africa. Development is what we are talking about. But we are not talking about development in the tone or in light of what you know already now. Because in Africa, when you talk of development, what they talk about is people from abroad and other people coming to put down structures and these things that, the place is developed. So you go to some place, they have beautiful buildings and other things, but there are no roads. You go to some places, they have all these things and that, but there are no health facilities. You see, now, even if you look at Ghana, health service is being provided on sole proprietorship. Everyone is providing health services, you see, because the Africans don't know how to organize things. These are services that have to be organized and delivered in an efficient way. But the question is, if it is even health in particular, how many people can afford private hospitals? And so uniform and sustainable development is what we are talking about. And the topic I'm talking about today is not even about hospitals, it's not about health. So that one just came by the way. But before I go on to the topic for today, I just want to appeal to you that even as you listen to me, click on the subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. Circulate these messages in your network and let us come together, let us team up to bring this message of empowerment to bring out our mental powers. The mental capital that we will develop in our minds is that will naturally be transformed into our communities and society as developed people. If you're not developed in the mind, you can never develop on the outside. Even if someone comes to do it for you, you will ruin it. And we see this with animals all the time. Things that are not in the consciousness of animals, if you do it for them, you look at it and you say it's beautiful. You turn around, by the time you come back, they've ruined it, you say. And so development is self-induced, you say. And so just let us come together and promote this new perspective. Now, if you have already subscribed, I just want to say thank you. And also to appreciate you, keep on doing the good job. And then even as you are listening to me, if you have any comment, if you have anything that you want to say, leave it in the comment sections and we'll respond to you. But we are only responding to comments and questions and suggestions that are positive and constructive. This is a positive mind organization. And what we are doing here is positivity. We use characters, we make reference to characters, institutions, and other things. We are not attacking personalities. Therefore, anything that has to do with the attack of any personality in any country across Africa is not permitted here. So thank you for your attention for this. Now, having done that, let us go on to today's topic. Today's topic is more or less a question that I'm putting across. And the question is, what do we tell our children when it comes to achievements? What do we tell our children? And what do we hear from our preachers? What do we hear from our motivational speakers? If you go to school, whatever level that you are made to understand that the greater the challenge, the greater the success that you will achieve. And therefore, your teacher gives you first a lower problem. When you decode it, they increased it to another level. So as a child going through the school system, you are being challenged. You are given greater challenges. And that is how they are helping you to bring out the best out of yourself. And then even at home, our parents give us different challenges to help us to be better people. If you go to church, if you go to places, that is it. If you have a problem and you go to a coach, they coach you and give you ideas and even encourage you to try higher things. Because the answer to a problem is equivalent to the size of the problem. Therefore, if you are tackling only smaller problems, you're only going to get smaller success. If you want to achieve higher success, then you must attempt higher obstacles, challenges. You say, we understand this in our normal life. But Africans, when it comes to our national and political issues, I don't know whether we forget or we fail to apply the same principle in our system. Africans understand what I've just explained, but pick any of the challenges that we are facing in Africa and throw it at anyone. It could be the president of a particular nation. They will tell you, oh, this problem, it's just that you don't understand. It is a challenge that you can never succeed. They will write it off. And therefore, they would like to tackle only the little ones. But the fact is that if we don't tackle the bigger challenges, then how do we achieve the higher success? You see, and so today's topic, I intentionally brought this exposition analysis to open up to what is happening in Ghana right now. Ghana, and even it is happening in most African countries. I saw on YouTube in Lagos, there was also floods. In some other parts of Africa, there are floods. So when you look at this, it is not something that just came out of a blue, but it is a build-up of what we were just sitting down looking at. But when you talk of a drainage system in Africa, in Accra, for instance, people will tell you that it is not possible to think of any other form of drainage. So when it comes, or when such situation comes, they gather themselves, they bring out the military, they do this kind of cleaning exercise, they make this. Give yourself 2 weeks. After the waters has run out or receded and everyone has got the ground walking on, they forget. We reset back to our original state, waiting for the next round to come. You see, and so it is happening because we don't want to take on bigger challenges. Even when I was in England, I used to visit most of the places, especially the Parliament House and other things. I'm someone who is naturally attracted to this. And if you read about the city of London, what is happening in Accra and most African cities, they encountered it. Pollution. The whole River Thames was polluted. They didn't do what we are doing, but the summoned engineers. They brought about the best in the country and charged them to come up with a drainage system plan. It was through that one man came out what we call the London Underground Drainage System. He brought about a plan and sold it to the authorities. They embraced it. And they didn't look at it that it is going to be a big challenge. They didn't look at it that it is difficult. There is no way. It wasn't possible. But they look at it as an opportunity to elevate themselves to another level. That drainage system was created in 1800s. It is still existing. And London cope or handles it flood or water, whatever, any flood situation that comes efficiently. And so what is happening in Accra is not about we just sitting down or leaders just sitting down taking ad hoc measures, but it needs for a complete analysis, going down to the roots and coming up with alternative drainage systems such that we can plan and restructure, redesign the whole Accra city. And instead of it going about pulling or destroying people's houses that are on waterways, we come up with a plan. Every community must be restructured with a housing system and planning, such that each house will be reorganized. And then, when you talk of sanitation is a habit. And as I started, you are bearing your fruits. And therefore, if sanitation has become one of the reasons that is causing this, the people are only demonstrating who they are. But as a matter of fact, even if you have an animal and you don't want it to be at a particular place, you don't just throw it away. You create an alternative dwelling for it. And therefore, you take the animal to that place and then help it to acclimatize with it. As far as Ghana or Africa is concerned, men and women, based on how we were brought up, based on our tradition, based on our perspectives, men and women will always throw things on the floor. We can't avoid that. And I am saying this because the authorities are not providing alternatives. If someone has rubbish in his hands on the street of Accra, where does the person put it? You say, there are no designated or places that people can throw their rubbish away. And it is because even this rubbish collection and other things became a national thing. And it is more or less, it is the government of Ghana that is doing it, yeah. But it has to be done through the municipal authorities, you say. So the people have been given alternative life, alternative way. And then we bring in laws. If you don't do what we have provided, then we take you to court, fine you, use that process to develop the area. People will continue to buy the lands. People will continue to do whatever they are doing because the land ownership and how to acquire the land is not properly structured. We don't have a system. So all the things that we are facing today is a combination of factors that we are failing to take on. It's a combination of things that we are failing to take on because we see them as difficult. When someone says that the traditional rulers must relinquish the rights of ownership of lands to the central government, such that the municipal authorities will be the custodians, people will castigate you. People will call for your head. People will condemn you. But the fact is, so long as we have this system, there is no way that you can tell people not to build on waterways because they are buying the lands from people. And the people they are buying the lands are the traditional leaders. They are the owners of the lands. You see, if you go to the United Kingdom, if you come to Canada here, no one can just get up and say he's going to build a house. You have to go through a process. You apply for the housing through a process. If it is private, you take a mortgage. If it is the government one, you apply and then wait for them to develop it and, assign you to a house. There is order. We don't have the order. So when some of these things comes and we start insulting the ordinary men and women working there, it is not the end of it. Yeah, I even heard the president talking about the habit, the attitude. If you speak to almost everyone in Africa, they talk of attitude. So who is showing the attitude? The president is not different from the one walking on the street. If the president were to be in the capacity of the one on the street, he would do the same thing because that is how we have been brought up. That is our system. And therefore, if we want to change it, we have to create a new system alongside the old system and then give them the new system as alternative. This is the new law. This is the new way. You go against it, there are consequences. Then that we can bring this under control. And so the challenges that we are failing to take on means that we are failing to embrace our opportunity. The challenges you are facing, the opposite of this is the answer. The magnitude of your challenge and the magnitude of the answer are the same. And therefore, if you are able to get the answer or a solution to the problem, the solution elevates you to another level. Therefore, for any man or woman to be developed, for any man or woman to become achiever of any higher level, the person must be ready to take on a higher challenge. And therefore, the Accra drainage system is not about we going to build a new city. It is not about we going to do different things. It's about we taking up the challenge and look for ways to redraw the suburb of Accra, redevelop it under a proper housing development scheme. And then we roll it out and then we move it to other towns and cities. It is not only the capital that has to be planned. There is no town in Ghana that is planned. There is no town in Ghana and African countries that is planned, that has drainage system. What happened in Accra, if it was to happen in any city in Ghana, the same thing will happen because the towns and cities have no plan. And therefore, this is the first challenge we have to take on. And I promise you, trust me, if we are able to take this and build this necessary infrastructure and then allow things to grow naturally, all that we are seeing will not be a problem. So long as nature is concerned, whether by human activities, global warming or whatever, rainfall pattern is changing or whatever, that is nature. Nature will never wait for man. Nature will not change because of man, but man must adapt to nature. This is our new norm, and we have to learn how to live with our new norm. How to live our new norm is to have a proper drainage system. Therefore, my suggestion to the president of Ghana and the mayor of Accra is summon all the engineers. We have people who have all the certificates and other things that they are engineers. Summon them, task them to come out with one of the greatest drainage system man has ever thought of. And let us put it on the ground and develop it. After we've done with Accra, we take it to Kumasi, we take it to Tamale, we take it to other places. Flooding will not be a problem. Even if there will be a problem, there will be another level. Then we use our minds to create another one. That is evolution. Do not only sell these ideas to only your children. The political leaders don't go and stand in front of the men in the secondary school, the university, and tell them to take up challenges. The big challenges are right in front of you. Let us embrace them and let us use our minds to address them. And with the power of our minds, we will get lasting solutions to some of the challenges that we are facing. You will know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. That is my message for you. Now, as you sign off, please click on the subscribe button and let us circulate this message. Together, we will transform Africa by the power of thought, the use of our mind. Mind is the master. Mind rules the world. Thank you.
Join, subscribe, follow, like, and share our content on YouTube and Facebook.